What is Facebook Business Manager? Do you need it? Facebook Business Manager versus Facebook Ads Manager. What's the difference? And how to set everything up, how to set up what will be a Facebook Business Manager for onboarding clients to run Facebook ads for clients. Welcome back to another Facebook ads video. Like I said in the intro, we've got quite a bit to cover in this one, so we're going to jump right into it. If you're new here, I'm Alex Sko. I created this YouTube channel to share information about how to make money online because that's what I do. I just make my living right here from my MacBook, from wherever there's an internet connection. Most of the time that's just from home, but really it could be on the go, literally just as long as there's an internet connection. And I'm not trying to sell anything. I just made this channel to share information because I feel like there's a lack of information out there, and I've tended to learn like the majority of it just on my own and through my own research and through my own efforts and actually doing things and trying and learning and failing and succeeding. So anyways, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, because that will let you know when I drop new videos. And then also if you hit the thumbs up, that will help. All that stuff helps with the algorithm to help these videos help these videos get out to more people. And then also feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'd be interested. I'm actually in the comments, let me know what you guys are running Facebook ads for. Like, are you selling a product? Are you selling a service? Are you just trying to raise awareness for a brand? What brought you to this video? What are you trying to do and learn Facebook ad-wise? I'm curious, I'm interested. So let me know in the comments, and I do respond to every single comment. So Facebook Business Manager, what is it? Let's take a couple steps back to help us lead up to exactly what Facebook Business Manager is. So the very first thing you'll need to do and understand is just a normal Facebook account, the type of account you would create just to connect with and post and see your friends and family's posts and stuff like that. You just have to have a regular Facebook account in order to set up a Facebook ad account, a Facebook ads manager, a Facebook business manager. By the end of this video, you're gonna know what each one of those is exactly. But very first starting point is you do have to have a regular Facebook account. So if you already have one, perfect. If you don't, you need to set one up. Some of you may be thinking you don't want to, you have your personal one already. Maybe you want to create a separate one that you'll use for business purposes, and you'll create an account off of that. Welcome to try it. I'm not saying you won't succeed at doing that, but I will just say that Facebook has become much more strict about verifying accounts and trying to get people to have just one actual legitimate account, and that it's that person and it's them, just to kind of help with all the safety and privacy concerns, etc., that have been going on with Facebook. So Facebook's been tightening up on that. So there's a possibility that if you go to create a second account or something like that, you might run into some issues. Just a little bit of a heads up there. But step number one, have a just a regular Facebook account. And then what happens is once you have a regular Facebook account set up, you automatically connected to that is a Facebook ad account, and inside of a Facebook ad account is automatically a Facebook ads manager. And your ad account is your account for being able to run ads. Your ads manager is the actual tool inside of your ad account, the software program for creating the ads. So creating the campaigns and then creating the ad sets inside of the campaigns, and then the ads inside of the ad sets. If you want to see a video that I made, if you need help setting up ads, learning more about it, check out this video here that I made on just on ad creation, how to set up and run ads. That'll help you, step by step on how to do that. Also, I've made other videos on how to, if you're selling a product, on how to, do targeting, on how to scale your Facebook ads. There's just a lot of other videos I've already made on Facebook ads that if you're running Facebook ads, you'll probably find them fairly helpful. So you can check out the playlist. You can just scroll through my videos and find them, but if you navigate to playlist and just go to my Facebook ads playlist, you'll see all my Facebook ads videos right in there. Okay, so far we're at create a regular Facebook account. And then now that you have that regular Facebook account, you can create an ad account. Inside of that ad account, you'll be able to access the ads manager where you can create your campaigns and actually set up and run your ads. And another thing that you can do now with just a regular Facebook account, just once you have your Facebook account set up, you'll also be able to create Facebook pages. And when you're signed into your Facebook account, if you just navigate up here to this down arrow in the top right of your top menu and just click on it, this is where you'll be able to create pages and create your ad account and be able to manage both of those. And this right here is what your ads manager will look like. This big green button is where you'll be able to click and create your campaign. And it'll bring you to this page where you just need to proceed through all the steps to create the campaign, set up your ad, choose your targeting and all that. And again, check out my other videos if you want more help with that and just to see other tips and tricks that I use while setting up ads and targeting. So now let's talk about the difference between the Facebook Ads Manager and Facebook Business Manager. So if we come back here, okay, so like we read right here, the Facebook Business Manager allows businesses and agencies to manage their company's pages, ad accounts, catalogs, and pixels in one place. So like it says right here, why choose Business Manager? You need more than one account. You need to request access to pages or ad accounts. You need to assign permissions to a lot of people working together. You need business level insights and reporting. Okay, so what exactly does that all mean? Let's kind of break down two different scenarios. One scenario being that you have multiple businesses that you run. Let's say one is your a drop shipping business where you're selling products on a Shopify website and you're drop shipping them. You could have one ad account and you're running your ads through that account for that business. You could also have another business where you're selling courses on how to do drop shipping and you're selling that course using Facebook ads, and so you'd want to have a separate account for running ads for that business. So in this case, you'd want to have two ad accounts, which you can't just do off of just your regular Facebook account. You would need to set up a Facebook Business Manager account, and then you would be able to have two ad accounts. And you'd be able to access and manage both of those ad accounts from inside of your Facebook Business Manager. So you wouldn't have to log out and then log back in and log out and log back in to switch back and forth. You can just manage them nice and easy just from inside the Facebook Business Manager. And the same goes for Facebook pages and Instagram accounts. If you have multiple pages, multiple Instagram accounts, you'll be able to manage all of those from inside of your Facebook Business Manager. The second scenario is where you're an agency and you're taking on clients and running ads for your clients. So you're running Facebook ads for other businesses or other people. And so what you want to do to be able to manage, multiple clients, several different clients and their different ad accounts and different pages, and I'm going to get into that more here in just a second. But just if you're running ads for clients, then you're going to want to set up a Facebook Business Manager account. And that way you can easily manage all of your clients and scale up to as many clients as you need to without getting disorganized or anything like that. And then again, if you're an agency or if you just have people working for you or with you, Facebook Business Manager is going to let you grant different accesses to people just depending on what levels of access you want to grant them to different features inside of your ad campaign. So if you want to grant access to someone to jump into your Business Manager and be able to set up and run ads, you can do that. And the only thing that they'll need in order for you to be able to grant them access to your Business Manager is just a regular Facebook account. So anybody with a regular Facebook account, you can grant them access to your Facebook Business Manager and they can do whatever you want or give them access to do inside of your Business Manager. And then the last one I mentioned right here is you need business level insights and reporting. And I will say that honestly, the data, the insights, the data tools inside of Facebook Business Manager it's crazy. It can be overwhelming. There's so much information in there that it spits back at you, and that in a good way. It's really it's very powerful stuff, but there's also just a lot of it. So but yeah, that's very accurate. It's Facebook Business Manager gives you much deeper insights and data. And I've made a couple of videos for you to check out that will help you set up your Facebook Business Manager account. This first one right here will give you a complete step-by-step walkthrough. And then this second one right here is for if you don't have a website, because Facebook's not going to let you set up a business account if you don't have all the information that it wants you to have. So, and one of those is a website, but just in case if you don't have one and you run into that problem, make sure and check out this video because I give you a little bit of a workaround for still how to set one up without an official website. Now I want to talk to you about and then show you how to onboard clients, how to set everything up for when you're starting to run ads for a new client. So there are a few different options here. I'm going to lay them out. I'm going to give you my take on what I think are the best ones and why, and kind of give you my advice and strategy for the best way to onboard clients for running Facebook ads for clients. Now that I think about it, I really only recommend one out of these three. But the first one is if the client already has a Facebook ad account set up, then they can literally just give you their login info, the email address and password, and you can just log into their stuff and just run it from inside of there. And all their payment info and stuff would already be linked in there, or you can have them link it in there, but you'd literally just be jumping into theirs and running it for them from inside of their very own. The second way would be to you have your own ad account set up and or business manager set up with multiple ad accounts in it, however you're set up. This could work either way in this scenario, but you don't sync anything up with the client. Inside of your own ad account, you would have all of your own billing payment information linked up to it, and your client wouldn't have like any login info or anything like that. And there are a lot of agencies that definitely do operate this way. And I'm not saying that it's all bad, but I just wanted to share a couple reasons for why I personally prefer and don't really like to see and care to warn people when I do see agencies operating this way. And the reason for this is just because if I take on a client and I just say, yeah, cool, I'll run ads for you. I'm just gonna do it. Send me $5,000, and that's the $5,000 that I'm gonna use to start to run ads for you. And I'm just gonna run it all inside of my own ad account, my own business manager. Okay, what happens is there's two big problems here. So number one, the client doesn't get to see any of the data, meaning the client's not seeing if the money's actually getting spent, how it's getting spent, doesn't see any of the ads that are being run, any of the impressions, any of the clicks, any of the results, any of the purchase, like whatever is trying to be accomplished. The client just doesn't see any of the data because the agency, it's all inside of the agency's everything. So what, in the scenario where the client in the scenario where the agency operates this way and the client is like, hey, I need like something, well then the agencies will typically send a report to the client. But again, that's just a report. That's not actually like the client being able to see the real numbers and the real data inside of Facebook. I'm not saying all agencies are bad or this is all bad, but that just is an opportunity for an agency to fudge some numbers and just is a gap for the client as far as seeing the actual real numbers and the actual real ad spend and results and everything like that. The second problem with it, and this is not to say that this is like an inferior problem to the first one, this is just as major of a problem in my opinion, is that in the event where the client and the agency part ways and no longer work together, the client has no data. So any of the audiences that were built, any of the targeting, all of the pixel data, all of the learning phases, like all of the just important things that happen when you're optimizing and scaling and getting ads to and targeting and getting ads to actually work for you. If that's all happening just inside the agency's Facebook, then when they part ways, the client doesn't have any of that. And if the client's still continuing to run that business, well, that being able to have that information as far as targeting and email list and lookalike audiences and pixel data, like all of that would be, businesses are literally built on that information. So, and having that. So like that's just crazy to me. That's like what a terrible situation to be in. And then even it could get really nasty where maybe even at that point the agency's trying to even get the client to pay more money if they want to buy data from the agency now, when that data is actually the client, it's like that company's data, but technically under this agency's services and contracts, whatever, it's not. So anyways, those are my reasons for why I don't like clients letting agencies take all the data and like the agency not have, and the client not having any access to any of the actual what's happening inside of Facebook. So that's why I prefer this third option. And this is what I do. I have my own Facebook business manager, and then if a client already has their Facebook ad account and all that stuff set up, perfect. All I do is just request access to it, which is very simple to do. If they don't have one set up, then what I do, it takes more time and it's a bit annoying and you got to do some back and forth, but I help them get set up with a Facebook account, and maybe even a Facebook business manager account, but I make sure they have their own Facebook ad account for their business, and then I again just request access to it. And then it's really cool what Facebook lets me do. So say I have let's just give a real example here. So when I take on clients for Kickstarter campaigns, I have audiences already built up, good lookalike audiences inside of my own business manager. So what I do once I have the client set up and I request access to their account, so I am then running everything from inside of their account and they can see it all happening, like all the exact data. I can then also just share my audiences to their account. They get to see everything, their payment info's in there. We don't have to deal with sending money back and forth to each other, at least not for ad spend purposes. And then most importantly, what I believe most importantly, just like it just seems like the right thing to do, I guess you could say, is it's their data. It's theirs, they own it, they keep it, they move forward with it, and they get to see it, and there's just no room really for any funny business. There's just not room. Like, I love that. Like, if ever there's any issue that comes up, it's just like, oh well, it's sitting that it's your account, it's your data, it's your card plugged in there. Like, none of that's ever been mine or will be. So that's all yours. You guys own it. You're welcome to look, double check anything you want. And then what also they can do, like the client is able to do, is take all that, so that was a lot of stuttering. So say I take on a client, and I do some work for them, and we part ways, what they can do then is now they can take that work and even have a different agency double check it. I'm not saying that my work necessarily needs to be double checked. That's not the point I'm trying to make here. I'm not trying to make myself look bad. The point I'm trying to make is just like, they own the data, it's theirs, they get to keep it moving forward and forever. And if they want, they can go show it to another agency and be like, hey, what do you guys think of this? Or they can take it to another agency and the agency can build off of what's already sitting there. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. The last thing I want to do right here is just show you from inside of Business Manager how to request and or grant access to accounts, pages, people, etc. So if you come up here just to the top to the big drop down menu, and then in the right column over here, click on business settings. This is where you'll be able to add, grant, and share a lot of things. So right here under users, if you click on people, I've got to blur out some of this stuff here, but if you click on people, and then if you just click on add, right here, all you need to do is input their email address that's connected to their Facebook account, and then it'll send an invitation to them. And then right here is where you assign their business roles, employee access, admin access. You can click here for some advanced options. I'm not going to read through each of those. I'll leave that for you to do. But that's how you invite people into your business manager. And once a person is added, you then need to assign them to whatever you want to assign them to. So if you want to assign them to an ad account, here's how you do that. You come down here and click on add accounts. And then over here where it says people, click add people. And then if you've added that person as a user, right here you'll be able to select them as the person that you're trying to add, and you'll be able to grant whichever permissions you want to inside of the ad account that you're adding them to. Hope that makes sense. Same thing goes for pages. So if I come up here and click on pages, and then right here in this people section, if I click on add people, I'll be able to assign a person, a user that I've already added to my business manager to this page, and I can set whichever permissions I want for that person on this page. Alright, and since we're right here on pages, if you come up here to this blue button and click on add, and then if you click on and read through these here. So add page, your business already owns this page or you need to own it. Request access to a page is when somebody else owns the page and you're not trying to take over ownership of the page, so you're just requesting access to it. That's the one you'll most likely want to use in the event of a client already having a page. And then create a new page, straightforward. If you need to create a new page, there's that. Add accounts, it's going to give you pretty much the same options if you click that blue button again right there. Add an ad account, request access to an ad account. So if your client has an ad account, or if you set one up for an ad account, then you would click here and request access that way. And by the way, how you'll do that is you'll need to get their ad account ID or give them your ad account ID, and then just make sure you get it plugged in, click confirm, and it'll sync right up. And then same thing for Instagram accounts. If you click on Instagram accounts right here, click on add, you can sign in right there, and the Instagram account will be added to your business manager, and then you'll be able to select it for when you're running ads. And then one last little tip when it comes to onboarding clients, one thing I like to do, and one thing that it makes things a lot easier, and it also just makes things feel quite a bit more professional. Because there's so much like stuff you have to sync up, you can create a video or you can create a document that creates a good and especially if the client doesn't have anything set up and you're trying to set stuff up for them, or if they're just like not super familiar with how to navigate any of the Facebook ads or Facebook Business Manager stuff, then creating a guide, whether that's a video guide or a document guide, that takes you through step by step, explains, with links in there, and then also saying like, hey, like, please get this information, put it in an email to me, send it, and then I'll plug all that in and make sure everything's synced. Like just a little bit of a guide for your client to onboard them. Video guide I'd even recommend, but also documents can work extremely well, but a guide to help onboard them and help them through the process of getting everything synced up helps a lot.